Once upon a time, in a peaceful little town surrounded by rolling hills and beautiful green forests, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Sarah. She was quiet by nature and preferred spending her free time reading books rather than joining crowds or attending social gatherings. The pages of her favorite novels were her closest companions, and she found comfort in the magical worlds they created. Sarah had always believed that a simple and peaceful life was enough for her. She never imagined that one unexpected meeting would change everything forever. It was a bright and sunny afternoon when Sarah decided to take a relaxing walk through the park near her home. The gentle breeze carried the scent of blooming flowers, while birds sang sweet melodies from the trees. As she wandered along the winding pathways, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere, she noticed a group of boys playing soccer on the grassy field. Their laughter echoed across the park as they chased the ball with endless energy. Among them was a boy named Alex. He had messy brown hair, bright eyes filled with confidence, and a warm smile that instantly caught Sarah's attention. There was something about his cheerful personality that made him stand out from everyone else. As she quietly watched the game from a distance, she couldn't explain why her heart suddenly began to beat faster. For a brief moment, Alex looked in her direction. Their eyes met, and he smiled kindly at her. That simple smile sent a wave of butterflies through Sarah's heart. Feeling shy and embarrassed, she quickly looked away, turned around and hurried back home. Yet no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop thinking about the friendly boy with the unforgettable smile. The next afternoon, Sarah found herself returning to the same park. Deep inside, she hoped she would see Alex again. To her delight, he was there once more, laughing with his friends after another exciting soccer match. This time, instead of hiding from her feelings, Sarah gathered all her courage and slowly walked toward him. "Hi," she said softly, almost whispering. Alex looked up and greeted her with the same bright smile. "Hey, I'm Alex," he replied warmly. "Nice to meet you." "I'm Sarah," she answered with a nervous smile. That simple conversation became the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Over the following days, Sarah and Alex spent more time together. They talked for hours about school, their dreams, favorite books, movies, and the future they imagined for themselves. Alex enjoyed listening to Sarah's thoughtful ideas, while Sarah admired Alex's positive attitude and cheerful spirit. Around him, she felt comfortable enough to be herself without fear of being judged. Every meeting brought them closer. They laughed together, shared stories from childhood, and created unforgettable memories during their walks through the park. For the first time in her life, Sarah felt truly understood. Alex had a special way of making every conversation meaningful, and his kindness slowly melted away the walls she had built around her heart. As the days turned into weeks, Sarah realized her feelings were changing. She no longer looked forward to reading alone as much as she looked forward to seeing Alex. His smile brightened her day. His laughter filled her heart with happiness, and every goodbye made her excited for the next meeting, without even realizing it. Sarah was slowly falling in love. As the weeks passed, Sarah's feelings for Alex grew stronger with every moment they spent together. She loved the way he could make her laugh even on her quietest days. He always listened carefully whenever she spoke, making her feel important and understood. His kindness, honesty, and joyful personality slowly became the brightest part of her life. However, along with love came fear. Sarah often wondered if someone like Alex could ever truly love someone like her. Alex was friendly, confident, and surrounded by people wherever he went. Everyone seemed to enjoy being around him, while Sarah was quiet, shy, and happiest in peaceful places with a good book. The more she cared for him, the more she worried that she wasn't good enough. These thoughts stayed in her mind every day, making her question whether she should ever reveal the truth about her feelings. She didn't want to lose the beautiful friendship they had built together. Sometimes she almost told him how she felt, but fear always stopped her at the last moment. One peaceful evening, Sarah and Alex were sitting on a wooden bench beside the lake in their favorite corner of the park. The golden sunset reflected across the calm water, while a cool breeze gently moved through the trees. It felt like the perfect moment, yet Sarah's heart was beating faster than ever before. Taking a deep breath, she finally gathered all her courage. "Alex," she said softly, "there's something I've wanted to tell you for a long time." Alex turned toward her with a gentle smile. "You can tell me anything." "Sarah." She looked down for a moment before speaking again. I think I'm in love with you." For a few seconds, everything became completely silent. Sarah couldn't read the expression on Alex's face. Those few moments felt like forever. She prepared herself for disappointment, believing she had just ruined their friendship. Then, to her surprise, Alex reached for her hand and held it gently. A warm smile appeared on his face. "Sarah," he said quietly, "I've been waiting for you to say those words." She looked at him in disbelief. "I love you too." Tears of happiness filled Sarah's eyes as every fear she had carried for so long disappeared. The worries, the doubts, and the sleepless nights suddenly meant nothing. The feelings she had hidden in her heart were finally returned. Under the beautiful colors of the setting sun, they shared their very first kiss. It was a simple, sweet, and unforgettable moment that neither of them would ever forget. From that day on, Sarah and Alex became inseparable. They spent nearly every afternoon together, exploring the town, walking through quiet streets, visiting little cafes, and discovering beautiful places they had never noticed before. Some days they laughed until sunset, while on others they simply sat together in comfortable silence, enjoying each other's company. Every memory they created made their bond even stronger. Sarah had never imagined that life could feel so full of happiness, and Alex often told her that meeting her had been the best thing that had ever happened to him. For a while, it seemed as though nothing could ever separate them. But life often changes when we least expect it, and neither of them knew that a difficult goodbye was waiting just around the corner. As summer slowly faded into autumn, everything around them began to change. The green leaves turned golden, the evenings became cooler, and the peaceful days they treasured together seemed to pass more quickly than ever. Then, one afternoon, Alex shared the news that neither of them had expected. "My family is moving to another town," he said quietly. Sarah felt as if the world had stopped. Her smile disappeared, and tears instantly filled her eyes. She couldn't believe that the person who had become the most important part of her life would soon be leaving. The future they had dreamed about suddenly felt uncertain. Alex gently held her hands and looked into her eyes. "No matter how far apart we are," he said, "our love will never change. Distance can't erase what we have." Although his words brought her comfort, Sarah knew saying goodbye would be one of the hardest moments of her life. During the days that followed, they treasured every minute together. They watched beautiful sunsets from their favorite hill, walked through the quiet park where they had first met, laughed about old memories, danced together in the rain, and promised that one day they would find each other again. Finally, the day of Alex's departure arrived. The bus stood waiting at the station while families hugged their loved ones. Sarah tried to stay strong, but the tears wouldn't stop. She embraced Alex tightly, wishing time would stand still. "I'll come back for you," Alex whispered with emotion. "No matter how long it takes, I'll never forget you." "I'll be waiting," Sarah replied, her voice trembling. After one final kiss, Alex stepped onto the bus. Sarah stood silently as it disappeared down the road, taking with it the person she loved most. For the first time, the town felt empty. The weeks that followed were filled with sadness. Sarah often visited the park alone, sitting on the same bench where they had shared so many conversations. She missed his laughter, his smile, and the way he always made ordinary days feel special. As months turned into years, life slowly moved forward. Sarah continued following her dreams, but she never forgot the love they had shared. Whenever she watched a sunset or walked through the park, memories of Alex returned, reminding her that true love never completely fades. One quiet afternoon, while browsing through the shelves of her favorite bookstore, something unexpected caught her attention. A best-selling novel was displayed near the entrance. The author's name was Alex. Her heart skipped a beat. Without hesitation, she bought the book and hurried home. As she turned each page, she discovered familiar places, meaningful conversations, and unforgettable moments that reminded her of their own story. It was as if pieces of their past had been carefully woven into every chapter. Tears slowly rolled down her cheeks, but this time they were filled with gratitude rather than sadness. She realized that although life had taken them on different paths, the memories they created together had lived on forever. Sarah closed the book with a gentle smile and looked out of her window. The golden sun was setting, just as it had on the evening they first confessed their love. Softly she whispered, "Wherever you are, Alex, I'll never forget you. You'll always be my first love." And as the last rays of sunlight disappeared beyond the horizon, Sarah understood that some love stories never truly end. They continue living in memories, in dreams, and in the hearts of those who once loved with all they had.